Hello everyone, this is Kaylee from Just Nerdy Birdie Things, and I'm here today with a comic corner video where essentially I sit down and I yap about the comics that were released this week. It's been a little while since I've made one of these videos. I've been kind of distracted from making videos that aren't vlogs recently, so trying to get myself back into the swing of things. So I figured this was a decent release week of comics, so I will dive right in. The first comic that I have to talk about is Absolute Flash number 12. This is kind of the end of the Fort Fox saga, I guess, that sees Wally take on Thorn and basically fight him in the ruins of Fort Fox with the Rogues, his dad, and Grodd. And so it's basically everyone against Thorn. Wally decides to start running away from his problems, and it's kind of Wally's power moment, I guess, where he kind of embraces what it is that's happened to him. Of course, with that, he does also, I guess I should mention this at the beginning of the video, there are spoilers in this video. I will be like spoiling these issues, so if you haven't read them yet, then run away. Like, turn away. There is also a thing on the thumbnail that says spoiler warning, and it's in the title that there's a spoiler warning, so just repeating it again. But yes, Wally does lose his dad. His dad sacrifices himself to basically stop Thorn, to trap him in another dimension, to trap him in the, I think they call it the still point, or the point still point. I'm so bad with remembering the details for this stuff. Okay, in still point. So yes, so Wally's new mission is to find his dad. Grodd, little baby Grodd, is reunited with his dad. They escape from Fort Fox. I believe they're probably, or at least Grodd's father is going to become kind of one of the next primary villains in this series, because he ends with, all men bad. So that's, you can kind of see where that's leading. And the Rogues have taken the technology from Fort Fox and have gone off on their own. So we'll see what comes from them next too, I guess. But yeah, that's Absolute Flash number 12. Next is Absolute Superman number 17. This follows Cal and Hawkman, Carter Hall, trying to stop a parasite that's taken over Metropolis. I think no, it's not like Black Mercy. It's like the opposite of Black Mercy, I guess, where it doesn't show you your greatest desire and then feed off that. It shows you your worst fears and feeds off the energy of your fear, essentially. It does capture Jimmy Olsen and Lois, but Clark is able to save them. He basically gives hope to everyone that's trapped in the amalgamation of the parasite and helps them break free. He also has a message for Carter Hall, who kind of gets a glimpse of Cal's true power and basically tells him to go back to the men who control him and tell them that Superman's not for sale, which I think was a really, really cool moment from Cal. And he also does save the little parasite and says that he's gonna figure out a safe place to basically take care of it, so it doesn't inflict any more damage on humanity. So that's Superman, or Absolute Superman number 17. Oh, also Talia breaks Ra's out of prison. She is the one, I think it's implied that she's the one who released the parasite onto Metropolis so that she could break Ra's out. So Ra's is free once more. We'll see what happens with that. Next is Batman number 7. As it says right up there, which you can't see because I'm too far away, the Joker is back. Yay. To be fair, at least this is a little bit of a different direction at the beginning from the Joker anyway. It's revealed at the end of issue 6 that the Doctor has him in a tube. Essentially, he is contained. But she's basically studying him. She's helping him out. I'm going to put air quotes around that. And he reaches out so that he can get a conversation with Batman, which the Doctor is very clearly not happy about, but she allows it anyway, mostly because I think she's curious about where it's going to go herself. And the issue is just Batman and the Joker talking through, basically through this machine. It has this very cool center spread that folds out, which kind of has like a bunch of the stuff that the Joker's done. Of course, we have to have that reference to Jason Todd right there. And then, so it's just them talking, but when Batman turns to leave, the Joker basically, or to sum up their conversation, I suppose, the Joker basically says that he is kind of aware of the things that he now is aware of the things he has been doing in his madness, but he can no longer kind of differentiate between his madness and his dreams, and it's making him think, it's giving him some clarity, I guess. But basically at the end of course, Bruce doesn't trust any of it. Batman doesn't trust a single thing the Joker has to say, because it's not below Joker, I guess, to try any trick in the book to mess with Batman, because that's what he does. But essentially the cliffhanger at the end of the issue is that, one, the Joker knows Batman's name, and two, that somebody is coming to kill Bruce, specifically. So I guess we will find out where that's coming in. I read the DC Connect today too, that just came out, so I think it's alluding to like Vandal Savage and stuff like that, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to see. It might be something a little further in the future. I have to say, even though I like what they did in this issue, I'm so tired of these things being the Joker. I'm so tired of it. We're 7 issues in and it's the Joker. Like, can we please use somebody else? That's probably why I appreciate the Absolute universe so much. Like, obviously the Joker's in the Absolute universe, and yes, Bruce has kind of fought him, but he still remains a very, like, his true villainy, I think, remains far in the future. And even then, he's used kind of sparingly, so I just wish we could do more things without the Joker, I guess. I'm just tired of the Joker. Okay, that brings me to my next one, which is Batman Static Beyond issue 4. So we're 2/3 of the way through this now. Shutdown, who is Melvin, who's kind of the primary villain of this series, attacks the school in Dakota where the Bang Babies are being taught to utilize their powers, essentially, and he targets Virgil. He targets Static specifically because he blames Static for his parents not paying attention to him, essentially. So it's kind of like, is this just a temper tantrum on the part of a kid, on the part of essentially a neglected child who got caught up in something, which you can kind of see where he's coming from, but doesn't excuse him trying to hurt people. And then in Neo Gotham, Terry is trying to stop a group of Cobra operatives from breaking into a Wayne Tech vault while the global blackout is going on. He gets some help from another hero from Dakota called Ebon, who basically can meld with shadows. He calls him Baby Bat. It's really cute. And basically Terry ends up with a new batsuit. He ends up with a prototype batsuit that was being kept in the vault that the Cobra members were after. They also find a vial of the Q juice in that vault, which Virgil is able to use to kind of give himself his powers back. And as soon as it seems like we're gonna get like a plan, they're starting to figure out what it is they're gonna do, Cadmus shows up to arrest Virgil. So, oh no. I think that's going to be resolved fairly quickly, considering there's only 2 issues left in the run. So that issue 5 will probably be Virgil dealing with Cadmus, and then them trying to figure out how they're going to stop Melvin, or shut down, even though he teleports around everywhere when he's upset. So nailing him down is probably going to be the hardest part. And then there's some stuff going on with the Justice League that, I don't know, seems to tie into the Q-Juice stuff, but I'm not entirely sure where that's going to go yet. But we did see Shiera and have a little bit of her and Warhawk being mum and son. It's very cute. Okay, and then the last issue I have to talk about is probably the big one, which is DC KO number 5. Put your hands up if you saw this ending coming. Where Superman becomes King Omega, or becomes the champion of the Heart of Apocalypse tournament. Yeah. Put your hands up if you saw that one coming, because I did. And that's not me being clever or anything, it's just, it's a Superman Darkseid story, so it's been foreshadowing it from the beginning that Clark's gonna be the one who wins. They did try and do a good fake out with Lex Luthor, I will admit, and I wish there'd been more tension in Lex getting thrown out of the tournament, essentially. But Clark, basically Doomsday Time Trapper, basically sacrifices himself to allow Clark to re-enter the tournament and take on Darkseid with the power of like alpha energy. And Clark basically pushes Darkseid back. I think Time Trapper tells him basically to destroy Darkseid, but Clark does not do that. He just kind of defeats him and sends him far away. Which, probably not a great idea, and it also causes Clark to disappear, so we don't know where he is. But the ending kind of is Darkseid hinting at the next Crisis event, which I think is the Absolute Crisis event. I think that's the next one that's coming up. But it's basically the Heart of the Apocalypse tournament has been taking place on other worlds, has been taking place in other places, or in other universes in the multiverse, should I say. And Omega and Darkseid is basically feeding off of all that energy and is going to do his anti-life thing and, you know, bring an end to everything. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of a you could see the ending coming. It was a good story, I will admit. Some parts of it were better than others. I'm weak for Jason Todd, so I think Jason got a really good run out of this. I like the little, we got a fun panel of him in here with the word redemption, which I think is hinting towards his whole deal with him taking over the Teen Titans. I think that's kind of where that's leading into. And it's, yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. There are parts of it I haven't read because I don't like these events where I have to pick up random issues of comic runs that I'm not reading just to kind of get everything. So I will fully admit there are parts of DCKO I haven't read yet that I will read when it gets released as a collected graphic novel, because I didn't want to pick up random things of Aquaman. I'm sorry, I didn't want to pick up random things of Aquaman or the mainline Superman run or The Flash. I just didn't want to, so I will read all those parts when it comes out as a whole collected graphic novel. But yeah, so that is it for the comics that I picked up this week that I want to talk about. I did also pick up the Nice House by the Sea issue 8, but I haven't read it yet because I need to read issue 7, and I got the DC Compact Edition of Nightwing Leaping into the Light, because it's Nightwing. I like the compact editions because I like being able to just toss them in my bag. I'm really excited for June when Under the Red Hood comes out in the compact edition, so I can just carry Under the Red Hood and Nightwing around with me. I do hope they'll do the rest of the Nightwing storyline or some of the other storylines like Get Grayson and stuff like that. I kind of hope we'll get that. I don't expect to ever get anything for Red Hood except Under the Red Hood in the compact edition, because I don't think his runs in 52 or Rebirth were popular enough. We might get Task Force Z. I kind of hope they do Task Force Z as a DC compact edition. That would be fun. And then I think at the end of this month, the next Batman Beyond compendium comes out, which has the Hush Beyond stuff, so I'm really looking forward to that coming out. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all of the comic book stuff I have to talk about today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are there any like DC comic stuff that you think I should read? Is there any comic stuff that you're excited about? I'm kind of looking forward to Absolute Green Arrow, not gonna lie. I think that's taking an interesting turn that I wasn't expecting, but it looks interesting to me, so. I'm also interested in them putting Jason in charge of the Teen Titans. I'm excited for when that starts to happen. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you want to become a nerdy birdie. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends. Bye.